EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchicher with your outlook for March 30th, 2021. If you were not on the video yesterday and you were wondering where I'm at in this video, had a problem with the webcam here on Sunday evening. I have a new one coming on Wednesday, so each of the next 2 days I will not be appearing in the video. But we do have the normal stuff in the video here below the image here, which would be normally be the image behind me. Is the forecast for the next 48 hours, and you can see that temperatures will be quite warm. We're going to take a big step forward today after we took a step backwards yesterday. The up and downs this week are going to continue, and they're going to get much worse because we're going to see more drastic swings here over the next about 96 hours or thereabout, and then we actually even beyond that, because we're going to start warming up again as we head toward the weekend. But we are 62 to 67 from north to south each of the next 2 days, mostly sunny today. Increasing clouds tonight, and then we have rain moving in during the course of the morning from 9 till about noon from west to east. I'll show you that in a second, too. And then we could have a change to snow before it ends, or at least snow flakes, depending on where you're at. And we're going to get into that in this video as well. Big cool down coming at the end of the week with temperatures stuck in the 40s for highs, both Thursday and Friday. So today we have high pressure control over weather. Not really a lot of wind here, but there will be a southerly wind flow. So winds coming out of the south with high pressure out here in the Atlantic. This is going to get a little bit of a ridge pumping in here. Winds out of the south, a little bit brisk, 10 to 15 miles per hour. But it will be a warmer wind today. We're not talking about nearly as high as we saw yesterday, but the temperatures will at least be warming into the 60s. So it'll be much more bearable, of course. And we're not talking about wind chills at all. So once we get into tonight, clouds are an increase. And I do think that the morning just starts off cloudy on Wednesday. We have our central PA counties. We'll get into about mid-morning. We'll start getting some rain moving in at that point. Once the end, about noon, this front edge of this gets over to about the Delaware River. And about 2 p.m. it gets to the coast. But we have rain that's going to continue through the afternoon and evening. And then once we get later in the overnight, we'll have some cold air catching up to this. There's a very deep trough that's sitting behind this, ready to come in. Very, very deep trough that's sitting behind this frontal boundary. And on the colder side of this, as this trough is moving in, it's catching up to the precipitation because we have a double-bowered low here. You have one sitting up here, another one forming down here, and there's enough precipitation with this second one I circled that's going to keep the precipitation going long enough so that this cold air can catch up to it and change it over to snow for the interior locations. So that's what we're dealing with. But I don't want to give you the false impression that we're going to get a significant snow out of this. We're not. This is just something that is just back-end flakes. Now, when you get up near the Pennsylvania-New York border, up in this area here, there will be some minor accumulations up there, especially in the areas of elevation. But then this is going to end here on Thursday morning and pull away. Should be gone by noon. And this pulls away, and we just have a deep trough that's sitting over us at this point. And that deep trough is going to keep temperatures in the 40 to 45 degree range for both Thursday and Friday. Matter of fact, Friday I think will be the colder of the 2 days with the core of the trough settling over the region. And some areas might not get out of the 30s in the far northern areas for highs on Friday. So let's get over the NAM high-res future simulated radar. And starting this off at 9 a.m., so you can see where the front edge here of the precipitation here is. This is coming in as rain. This is coming into our western counties at this point. Moving ahead 3 hours, it gets to the Delaware River and to the coast by 2. And this is just rain throughout the day here on Wednesday. And again, Wednesday is going to be mild, as you can see below the video here. 62 to 67 still on, even with that rain here on Wednesday. So then we go into the evening. You might be some breaks here. It gets more showery. But you can see the cold air catching up to it here as shown on the NAM. And that is going to work its way eastward. Now, the NAM is quite aggressive, changing this over to snow. And it looks like we're getting plowed here and pretty far south. The problem is how much is sticking. There could be snowflakes flying here in some of these marginal areas. So, but how much is actually sticking is a different thing. Because the temperatures here at this point, if you look at the surface temperatures at this exact timestamp, you're still above freezing here in a lot of these areas. And this is the NAM, which is the coldest of any model that I'm showing you. And the total snowfall, even though it's showing this right here, which looks like it's going to be a decent amount of snow, it might be a decent amount falling, but what's actually sticking, here's what the NAM has through that period for its actual sticking. So it's not really a lot. Coating to an inch type stuff, basically favoring elevations, and this is pretty aggressive. This is pretty aggressive for areas pretty far south here. But there is an area up nearest the Pennsylvania-New York border that will have the opportunity for some accumulating snow. Now, a good indicating, model's not really good at separating snow falling and snow sticking. They're two completely different things, especially in marginal times of the year like now. So it's not able to separate and differentiate between the two. So the NAM does not have a snow depth option, so I can't show you that. But if we look over at the European model, which was showing this snow in very similar fashion, moving across these same areas at the very end here, going into Thursday morning, this is what it has for snow depth. So snow depth is indicating how much is actually sticking and accumulating on the ground. You can see it's not as aggressive further south, which is probably correct. But your coatings, grassy coatings area stops right about here. So about I-78 or thereabout, okay? And the areas further to the north, as I take this off, are showing near the Pennsylvania-New York border, are showing the accumulations here of a couple inches, which is a reasonable idea, 1 to 3 inch snowfall nearest the Pennsylvania-New York border. I think that is a realistic expectation. If I follow the areas of elevation here in our coverage area, it kind of goes like this. This is the areas of elevation across our region. This is where they are. Okay, so I'm going to circle the areas that are the high elevations within our coverage region. Okay, kind of goes like this. Okay, and kind of like this. Okay, so this is where the higher elevations are in central PA. So within that circled area, that's our highest elevations, and that's generally where the accumulations are following here on the European model. So that's a good indicator that this is an elevation type thing too. I did check out a couple soundings for up here, and it is legitimate. Excuse me. It is legitimate for these areas to see enough cooling, enough cold air coming in here to change this over to snow. So you could get some snow here at the tail end, and it'll be a nice. Just so happens this coincides with April Fool's Day, so this will definitely feel there'll be a lot of April Fool's jokes about this. Not only this, but the cold is going to be following for Thursday and Friday. And then once we get beyond this, once the system pulls away, again, this is just a morning deal. Once this pulls away, we're just dry and cold on Friday. Saturday, this trough starts to lift out. As you can see here, the trough axis is now moving out in this direction like this. So it is pushing away, and all down here is warmer air getting ready to push in to the region. It's not going to quite make it here yet on Saturday, so you're going to have a day kind of like we had yesterday, where temperatures are in the kind of maybe mid 50s for highs here on Saturday. But then when we get to Sunday, Easter Sunday, we're back to partly cloudy skies and temperatures back into the middle 60s for highs. It looks like for Sunday and Monday. Okay, so both days look like we're going to be partly cloudy days and temperatures in the middle 60s. So it is going to warm up again, and then after that, it does look like when we get past that point, we're going to stay in the 60s for a while. The next chance for precipitation after this, it looks like, is not going to come until the next cold front comes through right at the end of the first week of April or the beginning of the second week. So we got a little bit of time there in between systems. So just the rain maybe ending as flakes here for some areas. And again, further north, you might have some minor accumulations on non-paved surfaces. Nearest the Pennsylvania-New York border, maybe a 1 to 3 inch snowfall. We're not going to have a snow map out for this. We are going to send alerts to the My Pocket Meteorologist members that are affected by it. We have converted everything on the website over to thunderstorm season for the summer alerts program. So the winter alerts are going to continue. We continue that through the last snow threat of the year. But then we're going to be taking over with the thunderstorm alerts program going forward beginning April 1st. And the website is going to be converted for that. I'm not going to do a snow map for quarter to 1 inch type stuff anyway. But we'll just continue to follow the videos here. We'll keep you updated with everything that's going to be taking place. And of course, we'll send out the alerts as needed for any rain and or snow here on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for March 30th, 2021. Have a great Tuesday.